Hey, Brandy.
Hey, Tim.
Remember that time that we did a whole hour-and-a-half podcast and the the audio never recorded?
I do remember that.
Cool.
Okay.
What is up, people?
Hello, hello.
It is wedding podcast day.
Yes.
The scoop weddings unveiled. We have made it. We are clearly still getting to know and understand how all of the technical things work because we did a whole hour-and-a-half podcast and nothing recorded, just the video.
Oh, my face hurts. Yes.
Oh my gosh. Well,
let's do it again.
This time we've tested it.
Yes, thoroughly. It's good.
And everything works. So that's good. So
can you hear me over there?
I can hear you.
I can hear you.
All right, that's
okay.
great.
That's good.
Tim Schaus, TLS Entertainment, your premier DJ. We've got Brandy Harlan, your non-retired wedding planner.
Yep, what it do?
What it do? So, yeah, today's topic of discussion, and this was what we had talked about in the one that didn't record any audio, but we're going to talk about it again because it keeps coming up.
Yeah.
And it's how to successfully set up your floor plan or layout for the best guest and vendor experience.
Yeah.
So that is a huge topic for me. But before we get into that, once again, the Scoop Weddings Unveiled, you can listen to us on all the podcast realms, Spotify, Apple Podcast, Amazon, the YouTube.
Right.
If you want to watch us on, you can wave. You can actually watch us.
Official.
Yeah, you can listen to us, watch us, do all of the things.
I mean, we're cute, so watch us.
So, but yeah, so make sure if you guys want to, it's on YouTube. It's TLS Entertainment is where the podcasts are housed at the moment. So go check it out. Once again, Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon, the Scoop Weddings Unveiled. So before we get started, it is like Christmas is basically here.
Yeah.
Christmas is here, and it's been a couple weeks since we did our last podcast that actually recorded.
We like to practice.
We do.
Just in case.
But what's been going on the past couple of weeks?
Oh my God. I mean, we've had a lot of things at the Bishop. We've had some corporate parties and some weddings. And, but I have to say this past week has been really kind of nice and quiet.
Yeah.
I was just hoping that all the people getting married, like, I don't know, the 2nd and the 7th of January would already provide all their details.
Yeah.
But no. Who wants to work over Christmas? Just send us all your stuff.
Right. Seriously, I hear that.
Other than that, it's end of the year and it's good. Numbers are good.
2022 is coming to the end of the year, and it's been a pretty good 2022. Yeah, it's been crazy. To say the least. It's
better than 21.
Well, in what sense?
Craziness.
Well, true. Yes. 21. I do remember last year at the end of the year, I felt very.
Ugh.
Yes.
Yeah. Burned out.
That's the word I was looking for. I felt
burned out. I
felt very burned out.
Yeah.
And actually, one of my other DJs, he was like, "Hey, man, I need a break." I said, "You and me both, bro."
Sign me up for that.
Yeah, but
I think this year people have been really focusing on a lot of more self-care and mental health and things like that. So I feel like people are just approaching things a lot better. We still get crazy questions and emails constantly at the Bishop, but for the most part, people are pretty calm right now.
Yeah, for now.
Yeah, until they
and
all
it's
get
also,
engaged
right,
on
it's
Christmas and New Year's.
I mean, it's engagement season.
Oh gosh, it's cuffing season.
Well, cuffing season, but I mean, yeah. So it's engagement season. So from here through Valentine's Day, all of the engagements, and all of the planning.
Guys, don't do that.
Why not?
Because
if you're gonna if you're gonna do it,
we disagree on this.
Well, if you're gonna do it, we're actually going to do We're going to do one of our topics coming up soon, and yes. I for some reason I like this one. I feel like I'm Ross from Friends. If anybody watches Friends out there, I'm Ross. But if you're looking to propose, I've got some ideas for you.
I can do ideas. Just don't do it on Christmas.
I'm saying if you're going to do it on Christmas or during the like typical engagement season,
yeah,
be creative.
Yeah. Don't do weird things.
I mean, you
and
can.
And also, I kind of like the quiet intimacy of private.
Well, that's you, but and
that is me.
I understand that. But so, guys, if you're looking to propose, you need some ideas. First, kind of nonchalantly talk to your partner about it. If you
gotta know what kind of ring she wants.
Well, but like also kind of find out, how if they were to be proposed to, how would they like it? Like how would you want family?
Use movies to figure this out too.
Yeah,
like,
I mean, you can
tell me your favorite proposal in a movie.
Oh, there you go. That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, like, do you want friends and family to be? Would you like friends and family to be there? Do you want it more private? Do you want it out in the open? What does that look like to you?
Yeah.
What would be the ideal situation? And you can be strategic and nonchalant about it, but do your research. Don't just like get down on a knee or be like, "Hey, babe," as she's in the shower, "Come on out here."
Okay, yeah. And so I 100% agree with that. I love my husband, but he did not ask me how.
I love him, but
he did not ask me how I wanted to be proposed to, and he showed up at my job. Had to convince security to let him in. And one of my close friends happened to be covering the front desk, and she let him in. And I'm on the phone with my best friend actually complaining about how he hadn't proposed yet. We just bought a house and all this other stuff. So I've got my feet up and I'm just like laying into him. And it is not like vulgarity or anything, just like, oh, he's never going to ask. We just bought a house. I'm totally complaining to my best friend. And then he walks up and I look up at him, and I still got her on the phone, and I was like, Jen, Greg's here. What are you doing here? How did you get in? I gotta go. Oh, Jen, he's
on a knee. While you're on the phone?
Yes, he just gets on a knee. My cubicle was next to the sales side, so they were all on the phone with customers. I'm on the marketing side, but we're only divided by a cubicle wall.
Typical.
And then Jen's yelling, "Don't say yes, no, you were mad at him." And I'm like, I gotta go. Click.
Typical Greg fashion, because he just
couldn't hold it in. Like he just got the ring. Like I think the day before or something. He's like, I couldn't wait. He like marched in and literally, and I'm like, boss, my husband just I'm engaged. Can I go home for the rest of the day? And so we left, and then we tried to reenact it for his parents, but they didn't believe us.
Well, and the funny thing is, like that sounds like Greg, because for your birthday party celebration this year, he literally had you at a restaurant and had a driver come in and say, or he wasn't there, but you were waiting for him, right?
No, I went to dinner with my son and his girlfriend because Greg said he wasn't feeling good.
That's right. Yeah. And so
my son took me to dinner for my birthday, and we were all at Outback, finishing up, and some guy walks in and he's like, "Excuse me, are you Brandy Harlan?" And I'm like, "Yeah." He goes, "I'm so sorry, but I know your husband couldn't make it, but he was on his way here and there was an accident."
That's just, why would you do that, Greg? Greg, come on, man.
The guy must have saw my face, because I looked at him, and my husband jokes a lot. Like I'm extremely gullible when it comes to him.
Well, in that case, yeah.
Yeah, and he gets me every time. And so I looked at the guy and I said, "My husband jokes a lot. Please tell me you're joking, because if you're not joking," and he goes, "I'm sorry, I can't lie to you. I just need you to come outside."
All right, so this is what we're going to do. We're going to do a whole topic on how to not propose.
I mean, I said yes.
Right, but we're gonna bring Greg in. We're gonna sit him down, and we're gonna be like, "Hey, Greg, how would you do this?" And then we're gonna tell him, "Okay, so that's how you don't do things." So Greg's gonna give us all the ideas of things that he would do, all of the things that he would do, and then just say, "Okay, don't do that."
Well, and because now you've got all the inspiration that's on TikTok and all the socials and Pinterest that didn't exist 18 years ago. Well, we've been married almost 15. So 16 years ago, those things didn't exist. He just knew that he had to call my dad. And he didn't call my mom to this day. She's still probably not happy with him, but she doesn't know. So then he knew he had to ask my father, and then he got the ring, and he just couldn't help himself. So guys, if you can't help yourself, give the ring to somebody else. My husband has held rings for people before too.
Yeah.
To keep them from spilling the beans too early.
Well, we'll have a whole topic of discussion on that on
New year.
You know, some ideas on how to propose. Maybe that's what we'll do that at the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
Because that's engagement season. We'll give you guys some ideas on how to do that, some creative ways, how to incorporate a photographer, a videographer, incognito, of course, because, you know, so yeah, that'll be that. But, and then we're going to start a new franchise on here. Every single podcast, we're going to do what's trending.
What's trending?
What's trending in the wedding industry as far as styles.
Yeah, themes, colors, favors,
Music.
food,
Anything.
everything.
What's trending. So we may have a little, we'll talk about that a little bit here a little bit later. But before we do that,
Let's get into it. It was great that the last podcast didn't record because one, it gave you a week to gather more personal experience, knowledge, and research, but it also fired you up even more. So I don't know if this is a good thing or a bad thing.
All right, so today's topic, how to successfully set up your floor plan for your wedding.
Yeah.
And when I say successfully set up your floor plan for the best guest and vendor experience. So,
yes. Not for the experience of the space. It's for the people.
Right. And so let's just go ahead and I'm going to paint a scenario for you. All right. You're in a square ballroom. Square ballroom. All right. Typical ballroom. And I understand that not all venues here locally are ballroom style, but just for the sake of this conversation, square ballroom, dance floor, smack dab in the middle.
Got
all right. So each on either side, opposing sides, will be
like
tables.
East, west?
Well, it doesn't matter. Just like either side.
Either side.
Will be tables for guests.
Got it.
And then on the other sides, the other two sides will be the head table, and then there's going to be one open side left.
Yep.
Right. And the reason why I'm bringing this up, that open side, what would go there?
I don't know. A charcuterie board?
A bar.
No, that's not it. That's not the answer.
Well,
not the bar. Don't do that.
A mobile bar. I mean, even like a moving bar, a mobile bar that can be moved anywhere. That can be placed anywhere.
Oh my gosh.
All right. So wedding planners and event coordinators, venue coordinators, I need y'all's help. I am so
perplexed.
Perplexed is a good term to use. And frustrated. And I really want to know. And I'm genuinely,
you genuinely want to understand the reason behind it. Because I
want to understand the reason behind how you guys, or how wedding planners set up the floor plan.
Yeah.
What goes through your mind when putting everything together? Because, and why do you not consider the DJ? The DJ is always the last person to be considered.
You're last to eat. You're last on the floor plan. You're last to be let in. What is that about?
I'm just...
And might I say, as a planner, this is not how I've operated. 9 times out of 10, this is not how I've operated. As long as there's an option for the DJ to be front and center around the dance floor, that's what we do.
Well, and I feel like DJs have the reputation of kind of being like grumpy. Like when we get on site.
I've met a few.
Because, or being rude or upset a lot of the times. And
it could be justified.
But I'm starting to feel that way when I arrive to venues. And like obviously there's a lot of venues that I go to that I know what to expect. But then there are some venues that like I haven't been there before, and so that's why I arrive super early just to get the lay of the land if I'm not able to do a site visit prior. But I had like an aha moment as to wondering like why we have the stereotype at times that DJs are like always kind of like rude or like with other vendors, not necessarily to guests or like the couple, but like to other vendors, like why we seem to be so rude is because we're always put on the back burner.
Like y'all walk in sometimes with, what am I getting into?
Right. Well, like
what's this going to look like?
We are the last to be considered when planning any floor plan or layout. Yet we're the first to be blamed if things don't go a certain way for the wedding. And if we run the reception.
Y'all run
the
that
DJs
show.
run the reception. We provide the soundtrack of the night. We provide amplification for speeches, so the mics and everything. But if we're off in a corner and not able to be a part of the dance floor
Or read the room.
or read the room, we can't properly do our jobs. Like, how would you? And so, therefore, if we can't properly do our jobs, then we're going to be blamed for it.
Yeah.
and it's not our fault.
Because sometimes people want to cut cakes and not tell you or something like that. And you don't know that's happening until, the photographer decided. That happened recently where the photographer decided, we're going to cut the cake. Didn't tell the planner, didn't tell me, so I couldn't turn off or toast or something like that. I couldn't turn off the fountain, or I couldn't do this because it was middle of the speech and I'm just now turning the fountain off because they didn't communicate. So the DJ is the one that communicates the flow. Like, folks,
Right.
this is what we're going to do in 5 minutes. We're going to get that cake cut, gather around, don't block the photographer, that kind of stuff.
Right, and that's why I highly recommend, and I so often ask to be centered with the dance floor. So one, I can see the guests around me, and I can also see the head table. I can see the couple.
Yep.
So and it's not so that we can be the center of attention. By all means, that's not what we want. I mean, obviously, like once the party starts, we want to be in it so we can read the room, read
Yep.
the guests, see what they're vibing to, what
And
the
not
couple's
call them
vibing
up
to.
for something that they're not even at their table for. Like, we're doing toast right now. Come on up, bridesmaid, except where's the bride and groom?
Right.
And you can't tell where they are. You don't know where they are
And
because you can't see them.
And so, I'm genuinely interested in wanting to understand the process of how wedding planners and event coordinators, venue coordinators, how they put together these layouts.
Yep.
I just really want to know, and if you can convince me otherwise, like as to why you do it, great. Then I will reconsider my thought process. But my big question to you, Brandy,
Okay. Bring it.
do you put a band in a corner?
Never. No. No.
Hell no.
The band won't
Hell
let you put them in
no.
a corner. Forget that.
Hell no.
Nope.
They're front and center. So
Yes.
why is the DJ thought of any differently? I don't understand. It
can't
blows my
explain
mind.
And I'm still trying to wrap my head around why you've experienced or why anybody's experiencing this, and specifically the one from Tuesday this week, Wednesday,
Well, we're not-
Monday,
we don't-
whatever. Like
Recently.
you were around the corner.
Recent- all right.
Recent.
So let me paint you the scenario. Again, a beautiful ballroom. I'm not going to notate where, but beautiful ballroom in Sarasota, and again, it was beautifully done. The setup was awesome. Dance floor right in the middle. Tables on either side, head table right on one of the other sides, and then literally on the open side was a charcuterie board. And then
It was
probably
very nicely decorated.
but it was and then probably 15 to 20 feet behind that, which is plenty of room, was the bar. But the bar was it's set there. That's where the bar is, which is fine.
Yeah.
But literally, I asked the coordinator on site, which I guess works at this venue.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, obviously that table is not set up for me because it was very well done and it had plates on it. So I'm like, okay, so that's weird. Where am I going to be set up?
Mm-hmm.
And off to the corner, in between two pillars,
to the left of the charcuterie board,
right?
way
off into the corner is where you're going to be right there. Well, where there's pillars, and those pillars will be blocking my speakers, which my speakers are going to be in a little corner with 150 guests.
Oh my God.
So how am I supposed to get full sound of how am I supposed to get ample amount of sound without blowing myself out and blowing the ears of the guests that are fairly in front of me? But
Or at the bar.
And again, there's a pillar on either side of me, and one of them is blocking my view of everything, and it's going to be blocking the sound. It just.
What was the response? What was the answer? Because I'm sure you've asked, why?
I did ask if I could. I did ask if I could be positioned to where that charcuterie board was.
That would make good sense.
And the coordinator said, "Oh, well, when I talked to the couple, they said that they wanted the charcuterie board here." I'm like, "Okay."
But you didn't tell them it made no sense? That's your job as a planner, is to paint the picture for the couple to say, this does not make logistical sense for this X, Y, Z reason.
And then she said, and then then you'll be blocking the bar. I'm like, the bar is like 20 feet behind me.
Hold on. Technically, you could have been centered. The bar could have been behind you to the left, and the charcuterie could have been behind you to the right. Nobody had to be against. Oh wait, the bar couldn't.
The bar couldn't move. Yeah, no, but it was plenty amount. It was plenty amount of space behind me, so I wasn't really blocking anything.
You would. I mean, people will find the bar.
Yeah, and I'll be like, yo, if you need the bar, it's right behind me.
Yeah, right? I'll tell them, because therefore I can see the dance floor and I can see all the guests, and they will see that I am talking to them, and they'll hear me say, hey, don't forget your drink. The bar's right behind me. Come see it. Like, that makes no sense. It's like you were like, oh, I just got a flash of like Wizard of Oz. Like you were like hidden. Nobody could see you, but they could hear you.
Yeah.
like the Oz in Wizard of Oz. Like you're speaking from the sky because nobody knows where you are.
Yeah. And I'm just so blown away that the DJs are so often put on the back burner. And that's why I feel like we have the reputation of being so rude or upset when we get on site, because we are being handcuffed to being able to do our jobs the way that, we should be doing them, or the way that, I held myself accountable or my team accountable for.
Yeah, exactly.
And not all DJs are the same.
And
no,
the
I understand
standard
that
you promise,
right.
too. Like, this is what we deliver. And if certain things are in that barrier keeping you from being your top self, that's a problem.
Yeah. So I genuinely want to understand from wedding planners, coordinators, why? Because I've actually asked this question many a time on my social media platforms, on TikTok, on Instagram, and
nobody ever has a good answer.
Nobody. And I mean, I don't want to call people out either.
No, it's fine. You don't have to. But at the same time, what happened? Like,
but I kind of want to ask them.
How did the night end up going?
It was fine. I mean, I made do. I literally had speakers up against a wall away from me. So, I mean, luckily, I come very prepared with, cable management. And so I have plenty of, length.
Then you got to do all that taping. And
well, yeah. I mean, it's fine. But it's just aesthetically not very pleasing.
No.
And I would love to, I love to have an extravagant setup.
Yeah.
But so often we are put in corners, so we have to condense ourselves. Mm-hmm. And that sucks.
Yeah.
And, so.
And it doesn't look good. So when we talk about this, we're not talking about this just why do planners do it, but we're also talking to you as an engaged couple. You want your guests to have the best experience. So you definitely want to listen to the advice of your vendors and ask them, what would be the best place to put you? Where in this scenario, here's the floor plan.
Right. And
what looks good, because we want your guests to experience the best as well. I mean, you're paying good money for a DJ to be there.
Right.
Or you want them to experience it.
And a DJ is as significant as a band is. So you would never put a band in a corner ever.
That's right.
They're always front and center to the dance floor.
Yep.
So my ask for wedding planners and for couples, engaged couples who are planning a wedding with their wedding planners, or if it's just y'all planning it,
consult with your vendors.
Well, bring your DJ on board when it comes time to laying out the floor plan. So if you're talking to your wedding planner, ask to have like a phone conversation or like a Zoom call and map out the floor plan together, because everybody, like most vendors, aside from like catering, most vendors are mobile. They can go, like the photographer can go wherever, the videographer can go wherever. I mean, wedding planners, I mean, they're setting everything up. Yeah. The DJ is stationed for the night.
Yeah.
So we want to be able to provide that soundtrack and that, ample amount of sound to where it fulfills the room.
Yeah.
And I understand not all venues are created equal. So like there's, you're very
odd shapes.
Yeah, sometimes they're odd shaped, and like
so that's when they need to ask you, like, do you have a preference?
Right.
Like where would you like to be set up in this instance, because we understand that the room is a little different, or the venue that you've chosen is not fit for your guest count, and you're over exceeding your guest count a little bit, and now you're out of space to put anybody. So put your DJs and things out first, and then figure out your guests after that, because that's just poor planning.
Yep. So once you put the dance floor out, ideally, if you're able, have, dance floor, DJ, and then tables of your guests, and then, dance floor, DJ, head table, and then guests surrounding.
I agree. Makes sense to me.
We're always the last to be considered when planning any layout or floor plan, and it drives me crazy.
Yeah, he's a little chapped. I would be too. I'd be so mad. I would walk into venues wondering, like, okay, especially when the planners or whoever doesn't share the floor plan with you ahead of time.
Yeah.
When they share it with you ahead of time and you ask to be moved, you still get told no.
Yeah, multiple
That's
times
happened
actually.
multiple
times. I said,
Yes.
hey, this particular floor, and actually like multiple weeks in a row. Recently,
Yeah.
I was told, hey, or I was shown the floor plan. I'm like, hey, I noticed it's the dance floor is front or right in the middle, head table, guests are around, and then there's an open area. What's going there? And they're like, oh, the bar. And I said, well, can I change? Like, can I switch to the bar? Well, I already got everything solidified with the couple. I'm like, well, can we unsolidify it? Can I talk to them?
Planners.
And like,
better.
I don't even think they even asked.
Probably not, because they honestly, they were probably like, ugh, I don't want to have to redo a floor plan.
All you got to do is just switch me with the bar.
Literally, when you get there, literally, that's
so-
all you have to do is say, hey, there's been a change. You're over here now. Mm-hmm. You don't have to go through this big to-do. You don't have to break out your all-seated or whatever program you use and redo it and send it out. It's as simple as, oh, okay, we're changing this. We flipped this.
It's okay to have a bar in a corner.
Yeah.
That's okay.
I actually like having bars in a corner because then all of their extra stock and supply is behind them and you don't see it from the sides.
Yeah.
So when a guest is walking up from, the left or the right, they're seeing all of that extra stuff and all where the sausage is made. You don't want to see where the sausage is made. Just like you don't want to see, Yeah. So put your bar in the corner and then even flank it with some tables or some taller tables with drape and skirts so that they don't see where all the happenings is happening.
Just drives me crazy. I just don't understand it. And so, I mean, literally,
Stop putting my DJ in
a charcuterie board.
I know.
That's
pretty foul that you were considered less than a charcuterie board. Charcuterie boards don't even last all night. Like literally,
it was during cocktail hour.
Exactly. So put it somewhere else because then
you could have put the charcuterie board behind me.
If you put it somewhere else, also you can break it down without there being disruption.
Right.
Because you're centered. The charcuterie board's off to the side. After it's done, say they're breaking it down in the middle of toast. It's your distraction if you're in the center of everything going on. Makes no sense.
Well, I'm glad you and I are on the same page.
I'm on the same page with you. This is why we do what we do.
So, on that note,
what's trending?
All right, new franchise. New franchise. What's trending?
Woo.
What is trending in
It's my favorite topic of the year.
Yeah,
right
so
now too.
Shoot, what did I say what was trending last time? That was not recorded.
I'm going to shoot with what I said was trending last time.
Okay, you go first.
So,
hey, Brandy.
Hey, what?
What's trending?
What's trending? I'm going to tell you. So my background is fashion. And so I have a fashion design degree. And when I was in school, I absolutely loved the world of textiles. And so just to kind of give you a background or research on how trending works and how textiles and colors and moods and themes come about, it actually starts in furniture.
Okay.
So furniture usually is the first to have new colors, new trends, new textures, new combinations of like wood with metal or wood with fabric, whatever that is. It starts in furniture and then it trickles down. Last is actually clothing. So clothing is always behind. Even though we see runway shows a year in advance, it's still downhill from furniture. Mm-hmm. So every year there's a Pantone color of the year that comes out and I get so stinking excited and giddy because of my background and my textiles and things. I just think it's like the most exciting thing. And I love picking colors and combinations with couples. And so that's a huge passion of mine.
Okay.
So the Pantone color of 2023 is Viva Magenta.
So what is that?
Viva Magenta. Well, if you're on YouTube, I'm showing you a picture. Otherwise, it is like a...
Try it again. Let's see that again.
Right there.
Viva Pantone. Oh, there it is. Oh, okay.
Isn't it gorgeous? So it is like a raspberry color. So picture this. Picture raspberry with mustard and emerald. I know.
All right, so it sounds weird,
It does
but I
sound
actually, when you talked to me about this last time,
Yes, here. I'll
I
show you
actually,
pictures.
I actually looked it up, and it's like very boho style, bohemian,
Yes,
and
it's
I actually
boho.
love it.
Right? Like that color combination.
Yeah.
So picture like, and velvet is also in. So even in, you can wear velvet 90 times out of the year and it would look good in 2023. So I've been seeing so much velvet. Picture either like gray suits or dark navy suits with like a mustard type tie or emerald green. Oh my gosh, I am loving it. It's a unmuted version of boho, because most people think boho, they think muted tones, they think tans, they think ivories. This is like the wildflowers, the color, the pop of boho,
Okay.
and it is so good.
Yeah. Well, when
So
you
good.
explain it, when you're like Viva Magenta and mustard yellow, I'm like, that doesn't sound very
no, don't
appealing.
do that.
But if you
And-
look it up,
Yeah,
Excuse
and
me,
the
if
good
you-
thing too is that when you look at a color wheel, you also so you get your lighter colors too. So you can go off of hues, so you can go darker or lighter of those shades to match them. So look at a color wheel and find Viva Magenta,
Yeah.
and then look directly across from it, and those are your complementary colors.
Okay.
And always pick a neutral too. So neutrals are black, white, ivory, silver, gold, metallics. Those are your complementary. That's how you also bring in texture, is with your tones, your muted tone.
okay.
So yeah,
I love it.
see a lot of like rose gold and navy and
Is
blush are out.
Yes.
So out. So don't do that.
You know what else I've been seeing lately, and I've really enjoyed it. Maybe it's because it's the holidays. Maybe it's the venues that I've been at, but super classic, black and white.
Oh my gosh. Yes.
And it's been really cool to see, and I've seen that brides have done this. They've literally on the invites have stated,
Black and white attire only.
no, just black attire.
Black attire. Oh my God.
Black attire.
Yes.
And it's like semi-formal black attire.
Yes, black and white dance floor with all your black attired guests.
And when I see that, and then they also incorporate our uplighting package, and we do like a bright white uplight like during dinner or a cocktail hour.
that's clean.
Oh man.
Yes.
Holy cow. It's like it's
yeah.
icy.
Yes.
Super icy. I
It's
love
like
it.
nasty in a good way.
And then of course the bride is in white.
Yes.
She comes out in this beautiful white dress, and then during dancing she comes out in a second alternate dress.
Yes. Yes.
And
do that.
And then so we're going to use that as a lead-in. So a cool trend that's not trending yet, but it's something that I've seen
Yep.
or that I've been a part of, and I want to make this a new trend, is if brides, if you have a new, like if you have a second alternate dress to come out to, so once it comes time to party, you want to go off and change into something more
Yes.
comfortable, but a stunning second dress. Have another grand entrance.
Yes.
But in this time,
It's just you.
well, it's just you. So you need to make sure that you have some like glow sticks or something.
Yeah.
And this can open up the dance floor. So what I did one time is having a glow stick re-entrance of the bride and the groom. Like the groom can come in with her
Yeah.
too.
He could be waiting on the other side like,
So you
come on.
set up two lines
Yeah.
to where there's this was done at Lakewood Ranch Golf and Country Club. They have like a main door right in the middle of the dance floor.
Yep.
So you can open that up and the bride and groom come through, or the couple, whoever it may be. And so on either side, you have two lines, glow sticks, just going crazy. Shut the lights down.
Yes.
The uplights are going, and then you just have like this fun upbeat song. I use Zombie Nation,
Oh, yeah.
which is really cool. And because the couple, I think the bride was a graduate of UCF, so
Okay.
that's like their fight song, like
yeah.
or like their hype song, I should say. And so turn that on, had the glow sticks going, lights down. It's we're about to start this party.
Yes.
And of course, like I introduced the bride in her alternate dress.
Yes.
And they come back out straight into the dance floor. Great for photo, great for video, and then straight into dancing.
Cold sparks. And
Well, you can use the cold sparks
yeah.
too, but
Save those for the end.
yeah,
probably.
save those. Yeah.
I do love that because I feel like, obviously I've been to thousands of weddings
Mm-hmm.
and I feel like there's such a weird slow transition from dinner to, okay, everybody on the dance floor. And it's like, there's got to be some kind of a different transition to signify, hey, this is the assignment. Do you understand the assignment? Because we're going to need you to hype up.
Yeah.
Because so many don't understand the assignment of get on the dance floor after dinner, and they just kind of like hang out, or that you do like the anniversary game just to trick people to stay on the dance floor. But it's like you have to create that mood, and if you don't create that mood, sometimes it's falls flat.
Yeah.
A lot of times it falls flat.
So a new trend is a glow stick entrance or re-entrance, or heck, you can do it as a grand entrance, and you can just go straight into dancing before you go into dinner. Do like a dance set,
right?
Very often I see in weddings, like in the Northeast or anywhere else than Florida, I've seen that like there's a like introduction into a dance session, like a dance. They do a dance mix for about maybe like 15-20 minutes, and then the DJ will announce for everybody to go ahead and take their seats as dinner will begin. Yeah. But that just does not happen here. We don't see that ever as far as like a timeline. No. It's usually, I mean, and heck, if you want to change it up, feel free. Like, I would love to.
Absolutely can change it up. For I think from a planner standpoint, it's hard to get people to settle back down to go to their seats to, okay, now let's eat dinner.
Well, and then it's where
like
your DJ helps.
Yeah. So I think that's probably might be the shyness away from that. But something I've been seeing that's trending also on TikTok is brides and grooms cutting their hair in between ceremony and reception.
What?
Yes.
Wait, hold on.
Yes. It is freaking phenomenal. Guys are like going like shorter, or they're getting a design or something like that, but it's been mainly women or long hair where they grew their hair out, because majority of brides, and I'm talking, brides, will grow their hair out because they want it styled a certain way. I know I did. I know a lot of people do. And then they cut it off right after the wedding. So many people go for haircuts after the wedding because they're like, okay, finally, I got my hair done. It was all really nice. I had it perfect for the wedding, and now I can go get it cut and wear it however. No, cut it in between reception and ceremony. Have your stylist come. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, but how long is that going to take?
I feel like less than 10 minutes.
No, first of all, I feel...
No, I am telling you.
Well, let me tell you.
Word to Jesus. Unless they trim the TikTok down. But yeah, you have your stylist ready while everybody's at cocktail hour. You literally go in, you sit down, they put the thing on you, they cut your hair, and it's a straight cut, or it's like a little bit of layers, and they style it, they put a new headpiece in the side, and you are good to go.
Why do I feel like anytime that I've heard a woman going to get her hair done, it takes 5 hours?
That's because she's getting color and lowlights and highlights and all this other stuff. No, this is strictly you pulling your hair out of whatever updo, pulling it down.
Work that updo, girl.
Right? And then you do a chop at the shoulders. You put a little mousse in it, zhuzh it up, put your little side piece in, and you walk in introduced as like, boom.
That is a new trend that I've never heard of.
I've
never seen it either.
TikTok. It is so good. One that I saw was impromptu. Like she was just like, oh, let's do it. He had the littlest, tiniest scissors. That had to have taken a long time because they didn't have any real scissors. But pre-plan that and don't tell anybody. Don't even tell your spouse.
So to not one up it, but another idea of
What's trending?
Or what to be trending. What's to be trending? Another idea aside from the hairstyle, tattoo.
Can a tattoo? I mean, I got my last one in 30 minutes.
Yeah, so, cocktail hour.
Right? Tattoos for everyone. You get a tattoo. I get a tattoo.
So you and your significant other both get the same. Like, I mean, it doesn't have to be a big one. It can be small. Yeah. It can just, be something that like you can get a tattoo of your date or whatever or anything.
Yeah. Peanut butter and jelly, salt and pepper.
Something like that.
I am a
spaghetti and meatball.
I am. You could do a little.
Just kidding. Or half a heart on either pinky.
I'm like very much like don't get matching names on each other person, because I feel like you get the name of the person on it and it doesn't last. How many?
You're jinxing yourself.
Yeah, that's not. I would do something fun. I would do like something
like a
that's
frog.
Cute. Yeah, I have a frog.
You can do tattoo roulette.
Yeah, like you can just like literally they have those machines.
Oh, I know.
You go in, you put your money in, and you push it in like, and then that's what I'm getting. Okay.
Joey, what did he get? I think. What did he get? He put it right on his thigh. he did a tattoo roulette. Yeah. I forget.
I did have groomsmen go the night before a wedding once.
Actually,
and
I
they
think
all
he got
came back with tattoos on their buttocks, and they were like, look! And I was like, oh, that's what we did last night? Okay.
I think Joey got a frog, actually. That was
frog?
Yeah, that's what he was like, all right, I guess I'm getting a frog and put it right on my thigh.
There you go. Feeling froggy.
Yep.
But yeah, I think it's gonna be super exciting to dig out some really fun trending things that should be trending, maybe aren't trending yet, to kind of give some insight to set events apart, because I feel like everybody's been to a wedding. How do you make it different? And I think couples are always striving to push the envelope, and how do we do things differently and do it better? And you've been to enough weddings to know what you don't want to do.
Yeah.
So that just leaves you with more questions about, okay, if we're not doing that, then what are we doing?
Yeah, be different. Yeah. So to recap of what's trending, or for this particular podcast, the bohemian style color of 2023 is
Viva Magenta.
Viva Magenta. And you can couple that with mustard yellow.
Yes.
And what else?
Mustard and emerald green.
Emerald green.
Yeah.
It honestly looks awesome.
It looks so good.
It does look really cool. I'm about it.
Yeah.
I'm also about black and white.
Yeah.
I'm about that. Just to have everything black and white.
About that life.
I'm about that life.
If we ever open our venue, black and white and metals. That's it.
Love it.
That's what we're
also, to recap, glow stick re-entrance. If you have, I mean, heck, even if you just want to do that to open up the dance floor and just to be, for the couple to be brought back in.
Even if you don't change.
Right.
Yeah.
But if brides, if you have a second dress.
Yeah.
You definitely want to have a re-entrance. So get some glow sticks. They're cheap.
Or grooms. Like
grooms,
if it's a same-sex marriage, doesn't matter. If it's the two grooms and they want to switch out their vests and put something fancy on and put on a glitter bow tie and spice up the shoes a little bit.
If anybody changes their attire.
Matter. Just go for it. Yeah. Do something unique and fun, and it's your damn day.
Yeah.
Do it.
Make it yours.
Right?
So a glow stick,
so for that.
Glow stick re-entrance, and talk to your DJ, talk to your band, talk to your wedding planner, get them on board.
Yeah, and then cut your hair.
That one I just don't understand.
I'm gonna show you some TikTok.
Please do. So cutting your hair and then
your hair.
Tattoos.
How daring are you? And if you do any of these trends that we talk about,
send them.
Please tell us. Send us pictures. Send us how that worked out for you, how you made it work. Or if you hear of trends that you're like, oh, you should talk about this, we're open to it. And we want to hear like how this podcast is actually helping you to plan your wedding and how it's helping vendors as well to just, work that work-life balance, figure out things logistically, make better connections, do business easier and better. Yeah. So we're all for that.
And you can send that right now. At the moment, you can send it to info@tlsentertainmentfl.com. That's a long one, but info@tlsentertainmentfl.com.
Yeah.
If you want to share any of your stories or trends that you guys are seeing, send them our way.
Absolutely. We'll throw them up on our IG and all that good stuff too.
Heck yeah.
So send us video. If you cut your hair. Oh yeah.
I really want to see that.
If somebody cuts their hair, we've got to duet it and just watch how it all goes down, and we'll post it on our Instagram because it looks really freaking awesome when they do it. It's liberating. All that work.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's it. I'm excited to see what's to trend and what's coming up for 2023.
Yeah.
I know
we have Janelle, the marriage counselor, coming in on the 9th. Well, January. You guys won't see it on the 9th, but
sometime in January.
In January, she'll be here. She's going to be talking about marriage counseling and what to do and how that works and love languages and how to also advocate for what you want in a love and a relationship and figuring out finances too is going to be coming up in the new year too. Okay. So lots of fun things. A lot of vendors are going to be on, planners, bakers, photographers, all the things.
Bring on some other DJs.
Yeah.
So we can talk about DJ things
and planners, so we can talk about planner things because I want to know because I'm not in the planner hood anymore.
Well, so soon you'll be
up?
Back. Yeah. We'll get you back. Don't worry.
To be continued.
To be continued. Well, it's been great, Brandy.
Yeah. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you.
Merry Christmas, Kwanzaa.
That's right.
And Festivus for the rest of us, they say.
That's right. Are we going to be
But-
on next week?
Yeah, we'll be
Right.
on before
So
the
we'll
new
have-
year.
All right, we're going to have
Yeah.
one more before the new year.
We'll have
So
to wear our party hats.
I won't say see you next year, but I know I have TLS. We have 4 more weddings for the year.
You have
so
a New Year's Eve wedding?
we have 3.
Okay.
I'm not doing.
Oh, so you're free New Year's Eve?
I will be in Miami.
Oh, so
I mean, if you want to come to Miami, come on down, girl.
what's in Miami?
New Year's Eve.
Oh,
But yeah, so we
have to do that.
we have three weddings on New Year's Eve. Let's see here. We have one wedding on Friday, the day or 2 days before
days.
Christmas. So on
Yeah.
the 23rd, so that's tomorrow.
Oh,
Yeah, today's the 22nd of December,
Oh
in
my,
case anybody wants to know.
Atlanta.
But
anybody's keeping track.
yeah, so we're at Baker's Ranch, and then New Year's Eve we've got one in Fort Myers.
Look at you heading south.
Oh yeah, we're all over the board.
I know.
2023 and into 24, I want to. I mean, again, like I said before, I like to do at least one out of state wedding.
Okay.
So, couples, if you're listening, and you need a DJ,
And you don't live in Florida.
holla. I'll drive.
Holla, holla. Or he'll fly.
Or well, I'll drive. Well, I'll fly. It just depends. All right, Brandy, it's been fun.
Yes.
Have a wonderful Merry Christmas.
You guys too. Merry
Once again,
Christmas.
this is the Scoop Weddings Unveiled. Holla.
Peace.
Love and chicken grease.
Better this